Hi there, my name is Jessica Drossin, and today I'm going to walk you through how to use the grass brushes in the new JD Grass Brush and Overlay set. First of all, I want to just explain, I'm kind of in the middle of an edit here, and so this is not straight out of camera. I've already used some of the JD Quick Flow actions and tints. I have made a couple little hand adjustments with some curves and contrast. I've also used the JD Autumn tones. From set one, I used a little bit of Augusta, and I used a little Honey Autumn as well. And then what I did was I merged all of these visible layers into one flattened layer that you see here. I think it's just called layer 12 because I didn't do a very good job of labeling that. And the reason I did that was just because I know that I'm going to be giving this tutorial and sampling some of the colors, so I just did that for my own ease. You don't need to do that. Above where I've sampled, you can also see that I have added in some sky overlays, leaf overlays, and finally some grass overlays. But now I want to add grass brushes right here in this area. So what I'm going to do is go to one of my layers where I see the image. This is why I made the copied layer. And I'm going to go ahead and then select my color picker. And I'm going to just select a color from some of the greens. So I match the basic greens that are already going on here in this image. So I'm picking sort of a highlight tone and I'm picking a mid-tone. Now I'm going to my grass brushes and I'm just going to go ahead and select the very first one. I'm quick doing a visual. I sort of put the brush alongside my image and I resize it up or down in order so that it sort of fits into the image as I want, and I'm going to make sure that my brush size is appropriate for the area. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm using a Wacom tablet here, but I'm just moving it from side to side, and you can see I get some variation in here because I've picked these two colors. When I'm using my tablet, my pen, if I press a little harder, the grass gets bigger. So I'm making the grass a little bit larger by pressing a little harder as I come forward in my image. As I move back, I have the pressure feel a little less so that the grass pieces are smaller. So I'm working with perspective here. Now right now you can see I'm just painting into this layer with my grass brushes. Later I will add a mask and go back into this layer and sort of perfect areas around her dress. But I'll do that later. For right now, I'm just going to be painting around her dress. Okay, so now I'm going to flip my colors just to add a little more variety. And I'm going to pick a different brush, again for variety, and make a new layer. And here I'm going to be painting some more grass into sort of the middle of this image. And again, I'm just sort of playing. My purpose here is I'm just going to be creating some diversity of tones. I'm at 100% opacity, and I'm going just a little bit over the edges of her skirt. I'm going to make sure that I mask the grass out nicely around the sides of her dress, but I do want that grass to overlap the bottom of her dress to give it a more realistic look. And now because this grass layer is underneath of my overlays, my grass weedy overlays, I can just go ahead and paint right under there, and it isn't going to interact at all with my my foreground overlay grass image. And I'm just going to label this really quick. And now if I switch the layer order, and I'm just going to play with the blending modes. Again, just looking for a little bit more diversity here in the tones. Using screen here. And we'll just let this maybe catch a little more light as it goes back into space. Just adding a few more details. And again, just changing the mode. I like to get a little bit brighter as I go further back. When I get closer to the the bottom of the image, I'll darken this up a little bit. Just think it adds a little more realism, particularly on a black backlit image. All right, I'm just kind of having fun. I probably don't need to do all this detail, but I honestly kind of enjoy just using the grass brushes. I don't know why. Maybe some people like mowing grass. I like painting it in. Um, anyway, we'll lower the opacity here. And I'm going to put all three of these grass layers. We're going to merge them into one layer now that I'm happy with it. This will make it easy then to mask later. And now I'm going to go to the bonus actions, and I'm going to go ahead and use darken the bottom. I feel that adds a little more realism. And then I'm going to cool these grass tones down a little bit also with one of these integration actions. And I'm just going to lower the opacity till I'm happy with the look. And there you have it. We've added grass, and it was pretty easy and painless. And again, I'll just go in later and I will add a mask and I will customize it a little bit. But as you can see, that was pretty fast, and I definitely recommend using these grass brushes, not for close-up areas, but for further back, like in this image, they work really well. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.